Negative spaces, there's a never moment. My critical corners part 2, it has happened. Oh, it actually has happened. Gonna get most people on runs. That is a cheeky. Oh my lord! Oh my! Half a second gap for Razin. He might get closer. Never mind. Razin's got a lot of people. Got a lot of people to fight for. Is this 4 wide? 4 wide for a second does not go into 1. Oh my! Down the outside. Takes a wider line than he wants. And they make contact! Josh is out of the race! A little weaving moment. I think one of them, I couldn't tell who, had a little bit of rear end. I think it's quite clear who's got the quicker car between the two of them. Dylan's making Josh think about it the entire way up the hill. He's actually gonna pull off the move. That is an impressive move up the hill. Oh, we are so back. We are so back. Welcome back, everyone. I heard, allegedly, it's an NSL day. It's the stuff that happens. It's Season 10. It's Round 11. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. Things will go down in this tight track. I have no clue what it's gonna be like, but we're here. I hope we're all doing good. Welcome in on Twitch and on YouTube again. We're still streaming on YouTube for the NSL stuff, so the VODs are always there, so there's always somewhere to find them. Bayern has redeemed every single thing under the sun and will now be rejected. All of them, because none of them work here, but it's fine. It's fine. Thank you for that one, Bayern. The boys are back. We are indeed back. We are indeed back. In case we don't know about this beautiful track, which I like it. It's a good track. It's going to be tricky, I know, for many reasons. Have a little look. Pooch will be there. Can confirm. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, track is looking like this. It's a tight track. It's going to be... I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's small. It's tricky. People are going to get in people's ways a lot. There's first 6 laps. The tyres and stuff are the usual standard business. It's fine. Can we have a face? Is that allowed? It works! The face works! Let's go. Okay, good. That was an abrupt music pause, because why not? We do what we do. We do what we do. It is a tight track! It is a tight track. That's what happens. That's fine. That's fine. More in the stream than the race. Listen, no one's on NSL today. Not NSL. No one's on the F123 game, which I understand. We'll open the lobby in a quick second. Hang on. Never been disrespected by a receiver than that. Well, you should just sub. It would fix everything. If you subscribe and pay me money, then it's fixed. Hope you're doing good. As always. We're fine. That plug, nice. Thank you, Josh. Anyways, let's get into the lobby and start opening up and stuff. And how many do we actually have? Specifically. I haven't actually checked. I like my Tuesday evenings is... Oh, that's hard cap. That was the music. No, let's not tell lies. Let's not tell lies. It's fine. Tim Apple, get your mom an iPhone. Why are you saying random words, man? What's going on? What's going on? Do we get... What's going on? We've gone rogue. You're all acting weirder than normal today. You're all acting very weird. Thank you, Jeff, for following again. Thank you. That's the least weird thing that's happened in the last 10 to 30 seconds. You've all stressed me out. A lot. Let me just host. 10's the number we're after. We'll see how it is. It's fine. Sub to get... Yeah, but now we're mentioning feet. We don't need to... No, I'm not mentioning the thing I was going to say. I'm not mentioning it because it's actually weird. If I mention what I'm going to say, it's like... I won't. Right, unofficially, lobby's open. So you can hop in if you like. You're good. Bro lives in his chest. I have to use my feet to move around. Joey, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome. My headset is disgustingly loud. That's tricky. Alright, who do we need to invite? Let me have a look at the list in the check-in. It is 10. I need to move that full screen. I cannot properly see. Ethan's already in. Thank you. Let's go. That's our internet. Good. So let's not assume what... Jesus Christ. Alright, we need a full... Now, I have questions. I don't know what's got into... Is anyone... Too many E numbers? Is that... what's going on? Oh no. No, you know what? No, I don't want to speak about it. Let's go away. I've restarted this song 60 times because everyone's stressing me out about it. Yeah, don't be telling lies. Selling lies? Telling lies? It's the same thing. It counts. Shush. You shush. I can't believe it. Anyways, who are we inviting? Let me go for the PC people first. Hopefully I don't take 7 million years, and preferably, let me actually pick the thing in the lobby. Can it interest you in a grand... I generally read the first part and thought, this is going to be a normal sentence. It's going to be fun. Let me just read who's in the lobby today. We've got F1 Kid, Josh, Ryan, Ethan, GP. If I don't speak about the chat, it's fine. Raul, Pooch, who is still called in Discord. We were there with a specific date. We'll see if he's there this week after one time. Harry's in, which I'm not saying is just going to because it's far too long. And Razor's in. Okay. So anyways, Kiwi is still here. We haven't removed that. That's no point. Of course not. Kiwi's still a child. We will not. Why? Why not? Why not? We need to be there. We need to be there. We need to be there. Alright, Ray's getting an invite, boom, we're good. Some people joining in already. Thank you very much for saving me some stress. It's helped out slightly. Where is F1 Kid's name? Boom. Nice. Josh's name, is he not in? He's not. Yeah, this try's gonna scare me because I just know it's so small and... Pause. It's so small and tight. You heard... Yes, shut up. Alright. People are going to get in the way in qualifying. People are going to try and do some stupid moves in the race, which is going to get scary. I don't know what it's going to go down like, but we'll see. Raise in, let's go. We'll be at the back of the game with a solid 1 minute 9 in time trial. Do you have a pen anyways, no? I was going to... Yes, I was going to say. Even so, you would have been fine. I say that to everyone, which means that's not possible for everyone to have that at the same time. But I'm optimistic. Ish, kind of. Pooch's name is in the name I haven't seen yet. I don't know if I've invited Raul, so I think once Pooch, let me know you're in the line, and you get a pink kit shush. I'm not saying that out again. I don't want to do it. It's strongly concerning if that's it. How's the fuel usage? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I do, it's just on the note and I can't bother to check it, and Josh will shout at me if I say it already. But I'm saying it. There's no buts about it. Alright, so we've got 9, we're only missing 2, Pooch, and name spot. I'm not sure who else is missing. What we do if we move? Started in direct. Listen. I don't. We say words, no one knows what they're saying. You all know that's a fact. It's fine. Music's changed 6 million times. Every time I change music, it's because I'm shocked or someone said something mad or something. I don't think I've finished an entire song yet on the stream there. Please let me finish it. It's good. I heard we under fuel here, don't worry. I will double check this. I mean, to be fair, if anyone does leave my voice on during qualifying of the race. Firstly, very silly of you to do so. I'm incredibly distracting, and I don't mean to be, just happens. 2, I do probably give out tips. I do probably mention everyone's battery every 4 seconds, and if someone's... It's probably semi-useful if you can focus on it. If you can't, never do it ever in your life. You will be last, because you'll be spending everything. But it's fun. I don't like this song. Already have you muted? GB, I think you have me muted since day 1. You just lip read, and then ignore what I say, and then slander me anyways. I see you. Fellow Yorkshireman trying to ruin me. That's how it is. Why didn't... Oh, we've gone too far. NSL has some seriousness in it. No, right. No. You know, no. Find them there. What you've just said over there on my other monitor, I'm gonna need you to speak. I'll sit and wait until I hear some words. No music, no nothing. We are not continuing whatsoever. We're just gonna sit here and vibe. This is what's happened now. Is ruin it. Words, fuel usage. Good answer. Good. You know what? That's fine. That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer. Oh god. Still set sparring. That is a good point. Thank you for reminding me. Let me double check everything else is set because I don't trust the settings, but I think we should all be good. Pit assist is off. Good. AI is already set to normal stuff. Since when has bind been? Bind's regularly just unhinged if you leave him too long. It sounds like you're saying like your bread goes off if you leave him out too. He does that, he does what he does. He's a cool guy. But we move. Alright, where is Zandvoort? Sorry, I'm just going straight past it. Zandvoort, there we go. Track selected. Short, long, all the good stuff. Approximate, why have I just said all the good stuff? Ignore me, it's fine. Reduce safety car, formation lap 4, no red flags. We are good to go. The rest of the lobby is set. It's fine. Do you think Scarlet Witch is iconic? Does she slay? What's a sentence? I mean, Liz Olsen. This is not for stream chat. Should we get into like semi-normal serious talk so I don't have to think about that? I think that's probably advised. So let's do that, because I was about to go rogue. Anyways, chat, let's have a look at the calendar so we can see what's going down for everything and what's going down. Oh, GB said, alright, fair enough, I wasn't the only one. We're here at Belgium, we're over halfway into the season, we're on round 11. No, Belgium? Sorry, we've done Belgium. We're here at Zandvoort for round 11. I can read and speak and do all the normal stuff I'm paid to do. Austria's coming up next. We've got sprints in due time, but we've had a couple race breaks from that, so it's fine. Second half of the season's drilled up some action. Constructors first, because technically more boring, I'm gonna say. Our is still they're dominating it by a good amount. They're about, well, I mean, they're not about, it's a good 100 and a bit points ahead. Fair enough. Aston Martin still holding on to second. Ferrari closing in. They've overtook ahead of Red Bull, 209 points to 165, but it's semi-close up there. Williams now also joining on a 100-point club. F1 Kid obviously joining over there, so still confused maybe why he switched, but even with 4 teams now in the big points, and then the rest, unfortunately, kind of sinking. 28 for Alpine, 24, 20, 18, and 17 for the bottom 4. The bottom 5, close. The top 5, semi-close relatively. It's quite cool. For the actual teams, it's, you know, that's what it is. But for the actual drivers, 251. Why do I feel like that's just not the accurate amount of points? It looks like it's the wrong number. Is it the wrong number? It's not. No, he's actually on 251 points. Anyways, Josh is on 251, 88 points ahead of Safso. A singular point gap between Safso and F1 Kid, who's been on a storm recently. We've missed Safso last race, so makes sense why he's dropped points off. So one of these two's got to start dominating, though, from this point to take over and start to beat Josh. Josh hasn't won in the last 3 rounds. Didn't win in Imola, didn't win in Silverstone or the sprint, got 5th there, and didn't win in Spa, but got 2nd in all those races and 5th in the sprint. Meanwhile, F1 Kid's got the win in Imola, 8th in Silverstone, and the win in Spa. It's... Technically, I do believe, though, in those 3 races, Josh still got more points. So, make it what you will. We'll see. Anyways, that's kind of close. Ethan's not even far off on 143, 115 for Rowley. Then we've got GB, Pooch, Lewis, Spine, and Harry. I think first race in a while that the top 10 in the drivers hasn't actually changed order at all. That's the exact same order it was last week. So, not bad. Not bad. Anyways, Bottle a 7-point lead. This is an 88-point lead, Josh. If you manage that with strongly concerned, all the above. Who are we missing anyways? Last double check to see if there's any names. Well, there is names, but who we've got? F1 Kid is in the lobby. Boom. Josh is in. Nice. Ryan, I've just seen his name is in. Ethan. Boom. We are definitely missing one. No. Wait. Half in. I think, right? Where's Joe's name? If you bottle a 90-point lead, I'm strongly concerned. You can't... I mean, to be fair, it's none of my business. I just want to see an interesting end to the season. I don't really care how or what goes down. There's Pooch's name. He still will be. I'm pushing here on time just as we mentioned his name. I love it. Okay. I believe we do have everyone then as soon as Pooch's in. So we're good. Early setup. Not 2 or 3 minutes left to go. Classic Ryan and GB disrespect from 100. Right. No! I just say words and some people get offended. I don't mean to do that. Sometimes it happens. Okay? It's all good. It's fine. Stop acting like I'm a contender in the championship. I'm the favourite for this. You had to keep me away from 9 of the first 11 rounds. I mean, Claret won after missing like the first 3 rounds in Season 6. And F1 Kid won in Season 8 after missing one of the first... It's doable. It has happened. Missing that many rounds is quite impossible to fix and do, unless there's a music pause moment. But if you manage to do it, then GG's and fair game. It's simply not possible. Shut up. Anyways. We're good. Right, this should be the last time I have to switch to music and pause it. We should actually get ready to go eventually, at some point. And we can do our thing. As long as nobody randomly leaves and disconnects and messes up the vibes, we're good. And yes, I might as well notice, as Josh pointed out, can I pop it on the screen maybe as well? Could do, but you've already had time to see it. Pit lane bug might mess people up. As long as you've checked in the announcers part, you'll see it and you'll be fine. But depending on how you touch the line, check NSL announcements, it's easier to word it. You can randomly just get given a penalty. As long as you clip your entire race director and show us that whole screenshot if it's in one list, you can still get that specific penalty removed. It's annoying, don't know why it's there, it's a weird thing, sometimes the lines just don't work, but yeah. Just be careful. If anyone's interested in knowing what it's about, just go check NSL announcement. The clip is in there, the explanation's in there. Josh has done a good job, so yeah. In short, avoid the white line on the right. Don't touch it. Just stay between them like normal humans. Don't try and cut them. Good? Sounds good? Good? Okay, nice. easy enough. Diarrhea is not a pit lane bug. The pit lane can't get, like, you can't get ill. It's not like that. Time to get ready to ready up, I reckon. 68. I mean, that's on you. If you miss the pit speed time, like, that's on you. Like, that's a very... Just check before you start. I sometimes messed it up, but that's an easy one. That's an easy one. Can concur that quali doesn't exist, and I'm going to watch Wales versus Poland. Thank you, Amsterdam. No, you're here, man. You're here. People are readying up too soon. Do you see 8 on your time? Right, that's it. Everyone's ready up's going away now. This is what you've done. Now I have to start again. Ruining it. Just ruining it. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Now, it's still not 8 yet. It's still not 8 yet. There's 20 more seconds. Right, we'll wait. Listen, this is a rule. This is a rule. I'm staying with it. Man got sponsored by Bushy Mum and failed and embarrassed in front of the Bushy family. For real. Like, Bushy Mum is never wrong. She can make a statement, the whole family's like, yeah, facts. You say it, it's facts. But no. If it changes, then you're gonna ruin the whole family's reputation. It's all bad. We can ready up, finally. Even though everyone already is. Everyone is very, very early. We can do our thing. Let's go do some action and see what goes down. And hopefully everyone's nice and friendly. And depending on how quick this loads, abrupt music pause as I go and switch off my headset and plug it into my console. Boom. I do hate this strong of a passion, and a new headset, which an Astro A50X would be beautiful, because then I could just press a button on it and it would be fine. But until then, 30-second pause whilst I unplug awkward USB cables. We'll be back shortly. And we are shortly back. Let's go. Headset has been assigned. This is beautiful scenes. Face! Where are you? Alright, back to do my usual waffle. Let's see how we go down. Let's have some qualifying. Let's hope there isn't too much impeding. If not, then the stewards know what to do. Which is including me. I don't know why I'm saying that as if it's no one else. We're just very excited for this. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. We're good. Ivan, welcome in. Glad you finally joining us again. All good, it's all good. If you don't get to join, it's fine. Do you like? It's all a good time. But just appreciate it whenever anyone drops it. You know, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Can we now see a vehicle on the racetrack? I believe a Williams already dropping a thing. Right, we might have some early takers. It's good. Now I can start waffling on like past results and stuff and the usual business. And the last few to get pole positions. It's not going to be F1 Kid as we speak as well, so I can conveniently talk about him. It is not. It's his teammate. You've ruined it. You've ruined it. I was going to speak straight on the pole positions fact. Last time out we had F1 Kid, and the last time before that was Josh, and then the last time before that was F1 Kid. In short, it's been those two trading them the entire season except Razin from Race 1. No one else has got a pole position. So you kind of know where your money's at, and unfortunately, there's no rain. We've had a long, good streak of just rain intervening at some point in NSL this season. It's good! It's a good time. I find it extremely entertaining when everyone's stressed about changing tyres and if the weather's going to do this and that. It's good. And now we don't get to see it, so... You know what? It's boring. We're going to have to deliver a good race on strategy, which, to be fair, I haven't actually seen in a while. Normal tyre strat. So, speaking on that, I'll do that more when we get to the actual race. We can just focus on people doing laps now. We're all good. Some would say these are the greatest 10 drivers in the land. I mean, we'll see how close to qualify, and then we can maybe make that statement. I don't know about that. But we'll see. We'll see. Adam, you're not wrong. That is a statement. That is a statement indeed, but you're not wrong. I wasn't expecting that as a statement, but sure. It's fine. Let's go see what Clownfish wraps up with at their first start of the lap. They're going to be the first one we get to watch on board. The nice privilege. Just thankfully, everyone's on a soft tyre. I don't see anyone on a medium. And of course, the intermediates are firmly banned. Just because someone messed up. I wouldn't have minded it before, but... people started blocking people and things went wrong, and speaking of blocking, I don't think that would have blocked, but that definitely would have just distracted him. I have a feeling that's why he drifted onto the tiny bit of gravel there for a second. Anyways, first sector is going to be a little bit further up because I forgot where the first sector point ends. I believe it's around here. Dylan's finally got the reason of 27 months in. This is 24. Thank you very much, my good son. How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Hope your evening's been good and decent and chill-ish. So far this weekend. This weekend? Every time I speak about F1, it just automatically is apparently a weekend. It's literally Tuesday. Hope you've missed my waffle, everyone. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. We're chilling. We're chilling. Anyways, I'm not sure what this lap is going to be or what lap time I was expecting to see, which I never do, because never ask, never check. It's way more fun that way. So as far as I know, this could be the greatest lap in existence. It doesn't look like it's being the cleanest, but it's solid enough. So it might not be too bad. Ferrari's getting out of the way of a lap, which is... No, it was way further on a lap. I don't know why I thought it was the final corner. Crosses the line, gets a 10-0. So maybe we're going to get people dropping under the 10s as a guaranteed? Okay, more than guaranteed. A 9-7 as the second, and Ray's going to cross the line, I think, as well. Start their lap, right? It is. GP is watched. Bit rude. Ray's not doing well at turn 1. That's... They've used their brakes, it's just not gone as well as intended. Josh sets an 8-4, and Ethan sets an 8-7. Now, this track's small, so small track's meaning any mistake shouldn't translate into, like, a massive gap. If it's a big track, then it's different, because obviously you've got a lot of time to make it back, and it might... You get my point. It might not actually translate into too much, but... A 3/10 gap is fairly big. F1 Kids get in 3rd place, not straight at the top. Surprise on the record. My point is, I'm expecting these times to not be as big between each other, and suddenly I've already got 4 tenths between 1st and 3rd. I don't know if that's expected or not. I don't know if people are messing up. Josh's lap might also be extremely far off and there's time to go. I don't know if I'm going to see a 7 at some point today. Maybe we do, as GB, I think, had a back off and is going again, maybe? I don't know if he's got enough battery to do it off that point, but maybe he is. We'll stay on board and watch and find out as he's dropped the rear into Danny Rick's special corner, the one where he decided his wrist isn't necessary to stay in his hands. That's harsh. That was a harsh spin. It was a harsh spin. That was rude. That was rude. Sorry, Dad. Can I go doing a fly lap and purposely invalidate it? No, preferably just... I mean, you can, but the risk of it actually not being invalid is annoying, so... I'd say not, just to make it easy. If you want to make it easy and stay at the back and not guarantee you accidentally go above someone. If you're absolutely certain you can not do it wrong, sure, but I'd rather not find out you're above and then we have to fix the pen. You try your best. Or maybe just come in at the end of the lap, I guess, if you want to not actually set one. Guess that's easier? Maybe? Not too sure. Right, what's this guy going to tell us to be? He's got very much no battery. I think GB might just be racing into the pits. I don't think he's actually going to be trying to set this lap. He's pushing, but... Surely you just send it straight over. No? He wants the lap. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough, he wants it. It's a time on the board. It's a 9-7. So far we've got 2 people not on laps yet. Ray's warming up tyres for a never attempt. I guess he had to back off earlier on. Brian's still in the pits, obviously. And Pooch is, as always, just not really intending on starting a lap at any point in time. Josh is also on a second run. It's a 10th down so far. Alright, thank you, man. Thank you. What happened to GB? Don't know. Specifically, just in 6th place, chilling. Can't speak what he's doing. 6th place to, like, 4th is pretty close, with a 9-7, a 9-7, and a 9-9. I want to say Rel slightly out of position with that time. I have no clue, but, I mean, a 2nd or 3rd almost is a sizable margin. Josh in his 2nd run in his tyres, only 2 tenths down, which is not bad, but I don't think he's going to want to keep this lap, unless he had a massive error in the final sector. I'm expecting him to spam it straight into the pits, and hopefully we see him not doing invalidation in his lap and cleanly get in there, because, as we said, touching the right line, the white line on the right, pretty much equals a penalty immediately, or an invalidation, or a warning, etc., etc. And that's stress. If you cross it fully, it's fine. If you don't touch it, it's fine. If you slightly touch it, it's an immediate penalty. Very confusing in the game. That's a Ferrari that's had a spin or something. Nope, just getting out of the way. Okay, GB, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Puts installing the cheats. He'll be out once it's done, roughly 4 mins. In which case, he's been doing that every single round, and it's not worked in any single of the rounds. I would love to know if I had the stats of what his highest qualifying position is. Those stats I think I'll at least start doing by next season, like how many race wins people have had at certain tracks, which I can probably pull back from at least 2 seasons anyways. Highest finish position, if it's not a win or podium. And highest qual. Those stuff would be cool. Like, I'd love to just pull up Pooch's name and say, he's at highest finish 4th. Or 3rd. I know it can't be higher than 4th because he hasn't got a podium yet, but... Specifics would be good, you know? Not too bad. Last round check is a 10th down. Slightly distracting car in his way, but I think he's fine. I mean, it's not going to actually block his time in anyway. Second set to split is going to give us a beautiful position to see if he's going to gain way more on that 9-7. Only a 10th up. Is a 9-7 his actual time? I can't back that. There must be a massive error in the lap somewhere on his first attempt that he's going to suddenly get. Because I can't back that he's only going to improve to a 9.6 on the end of this. Game has to be lying to me, and he's coming into the pits. So we'll never know. I just strongly can't back that that was his maximum pace, considering he's done well in the NSL before. Alright, we'll go on to Ethan's thing. Give Raul 3 more laps. Does it just take him that long to warm up? Cheat engine madness, you know? Just how worse this man is, he cheats to finish qualified in Perez-type positions. I ain't say that. That's rude. That's rude. I mean, I'm not... That's for the Bushy families to say or not. I ain't for me to say. It's all good. It's all good. Right, Ethan, not even at a pole position. He's finally broke the ducks and got himself a win. After, I'd say, recently sitting in a purple patch of form, which has been pretty good for him. Ferrari's nice with a teammate as well, so he's got everything he needs to be back in for some good results. So far, matching his time more or less from the last attempt on, I don't know if that's a second set, I'd have to assume he's been back in and out since. But if it's not, then that's really good. If he's going to improve at all, that's a very different question though, but he's going to need a good chunk somewhere in the next attempt as I think he's coming in, not going to keep that one. He's going to need a big chunk to get closer to Josh's time. Josh himself hasn't even bested it yet. F1 Kid is a 10th and a bit up. Only 2 though. He needs more than 2 attempts to improve closer to Josh. Josh's time's pretty elite so far. Right now it's setting, that's a good banker time that he probably wasn't expecting to get. 8.6. Still 2 and a bit attempts away. After F1 Kid improving about that much off his first time. I don't know, man. Harry goes and improves into 4th place with a 9.3, and I think I'm going to go spot Ray crossing the line as well. Interesting line across the track. I have to say, that's not going to be ideal. He's restarting an overlap. I didn't realize the time was going. Okay, I guess he's going again and made a mistake somewhere in the middle of that. Bro's going to be editing values of his lap time. He's going to go on my account, on my console, and just change the numbers on the board. He's just going to get a 4 millisecond lap time. I'd allow it. If it happens, I'd allow it. Ray's gone wide. He's not going to be allowing that, and that's probably going to write off this lap as anything competitive, but he's still going. I guess with the 115 being literally irrelevant, any time would be a 115 if it's just slightly competent. So we'll leave him to that and see what he goes doing. F1 could just letting a Mercedes pass, I think. That's only Harry's speeding straight back into the pits, though. Jesus, all time to lock it. Okay. Alright, I'll see if that happens. We move. He's out on the track. Very wide on his outlap, but it's an outlap. It's cold tyres, not cold tyres. But we move. I think he does now, by the way, don't worry. He's just going to invalidate or make sure he doesn't actually complete his lap, so good. Who's he behind? That is Rowlick on the track. A couple of people close together. I don't know if they're going to be playing nice and fair on... Huh? Ryan wants to go first. Ryan's going first. I'm not sure if we're going to see anyone stealing toes around here. Not those toes. I know feet is being talked about far too often in the Twitch chat, and if you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, you've got no context to that, because you can't see the Twitch VOD and the chat history. I can't explain it. Chat went rogue. That's all I'm saying. And if you're in Twitch, you know damn well what you did. So, shush. As Ryan cheekily takes out the last rate marker board. And it does worse than that. Okay. Now, is he just coming straight in? I guess so. I know he had to invalidate one just to, you know, not put a time on the board, but you hadn't started the lap yet. I don't know if that was necessary. Sure. I guess we'll give this one the love. Raul starting his lap time. Ray's on the track as well, I think, completing another lap. He's improved to a 12.7, so I assume he's still got plenty of time to go. Now I've started I didn't mean to start what I've started. I don't know who to blame. I can blame a lot of you lot in the chat for this. You all had a chance to stop it. No, don't say, that's disgusting, that's disgusting. Right, let's just focus on Pooch's lap. I can't be reading any of this nonsense like that. He loses her a tiny bit into the Bant's corner, takes a very, very tight line. That is interesting. I wasn't expecting that tight of the line going for there. To be fair, good. If it works out for him, it works out for him. First set to split, 24-2. I think that's about 2 attempts off one of the times I've seen from one of the top runners, so it's not far. You can keep that margin for the rest of the lap is good. Doesn't stray too wide through this sector, which is very easy to do. You touch the curb, you are all the way off the track, lap's over, and you are done. Same with here, to be fair, but stays a tiny bit away from the curb. I want to say that's cautious. I want to say it's a little bit just safety. I need a lap on the board. He's got time to do more than one after this. 48-1 for the middle so far. Clobbered the inside curb, and I thought he went all the way off the track. He survives. This is scruffy. It's going to be a lap on the board. but it's going to be a tad scruffy. DRS is open. He'll round his way around the track. Coming straight... No, just taking a short line. Okay, I thought he was coming straight in. He was really perfectionist about it. And 9-2, 5th place. Dead middle of the pack. That's okay. That's okay. Considering I think there's at least, from my point of view, like 3 attempts in there, maybe more. You get a bit more than that, he's got a chance to trouble Raul maybe on his time. He was down 4 attempts on his lap. As he's going again. It looks like he's had an attempt already. And I've missed that he had an attempt. As I've just seen that that time was an exact identical time to Ethan. An 8.796 and an 8.796. Okay, alright, so he did set his time. Right, that's surprising. Wasn't expecting identical settings on this one. Obviously, if you're unfamiliar, I guess, I don't know if we've had this often in NSL, I don't know if that's going to stay that way. If you set the same time, same as F1 rules, the first person to set that time is the one who goes ahead on the board. Vice versa all the way down if more than 2 people did it, which would be so crazy. But yeah, Ethan gets 3rd for that, and Raul gets 4th. I want to check the sectors to see how different they will be. Yeah, so a 24-1, then a 23-6, and a 20.9, 24-0. They're not too different, to be fair. First and second last sectors are the only ones there's major difference. And that's the same time. That's what can happen. That's what can happen. Alright, we're going to have less than, what, 3 minutes at this point? Ray's onto the track again. Claffish is back on the track. And Josh, the championship leader, is also back on the track. Would love a pole position again to keep himself close. This track, I think, is going to be very crucial just for the fact you can't... You're going to be risky to make overtakes. And I have to assume people like F1 Kid and anyone who's trying to close in on the title has to start being like that. This is probably the worst place to start doing that. It's so hard with just everything. But he's got to... You're going to start taking risks at turn 1 if you're second. You've got to start sending it just when it's a tiny bit less chance of you doing it. Obviously not when it's got no chance. Ideally, though, you just get first and it's fine. So this qualifying is actually pretty huge between these two. And anyone else who wants to slip through. And with all these cars coming out on track, traffic might actually start to become an issue. Don't know how much people are going to start backing up. Harry's onto the track as well. And I think starting their time will be F1 Kid. No, it's his Cloudfish. We'll get a tiny bit of traffic, I think, with Harry's car. I think the rest he'll probably avoid. Into turn when he goes. Clips the apex semi nicely. I won't say it's nice and calm so far. I don't think he'll catch Harry at the worst point of attack, so he should be nice and okay. I do forget sometimes that the inside line on this game for that con certificate is normal. Just real life and other sims and stuff, it's not the same. Pooch about to come over a 55-second lap. 55. If he's brave, he'll do it. If he's brave, he'll do it. I don't think he's got the skills for that one as he zips over to the grass. Could have completely lost the car. Cloudfish has been... I'm not going to say saved, but it could have been worse. He gets to go again. He can... Probably... No, I don't think he can get back in and out of the pits in time. The animations take too long. He's probably going to have to just stick with that. Charge his battery as much as he can and see what he can take. But that could have been horrendous times. Josh, in the meantime, has started his lap. No. He's done a lap. Is he not improved, though? What does his time do? He didn't improve. I was going to say, I thought that was a beaten time. He's almost matched his pole time, but 200ths off. If he's got... Again, as I said, I don't think it's time for him to go again, so that might be it. Josh might not be able to get any more out of it. He pretty much matched his time before in his first set. So maybe there's a second lap in there to go again, but I'm not too sure. We're going to see Ray and one of the Ferraris go across the line. I think that'll be GB or Harry prepping... GB or Ethan, sorry, prepping their laps. Purple first sector of a 23.8 from the Williams of F1 Kid. As I said, pole position last time out on the track. In fact, how many pole positions he had this season? 1, 2, 3, 4 to his name. That was a slightly wide line, unless that's intentional. I have no clue. We'll check at the second sector split. He's 2 attempts up on his best. Conveniently, the gap between him and Josh is 2 attempts. And he's only a 10th up by the middle sector, though, total on his last time. So he's lost time in the middle. This might not be enough. He's not going to have time to go again. He's not going to have the tyres or battery to go again. Maybe tyres, but definitely not battery. DRS is wide open for the last straight. Is he going to take the shortest line? He must. Takes a nice smooth line instead. Crosses. Is it going to beat the time at the top? It is going to beat the time at the top by an extra 10th. He finds him in the final sector. It's an 8.367. Josh is going to have time to go again. Harry's going to cross the line behind him, and I think he doesn't actually improve his time and stays in 6th place, unless he's starting lap as well. He does improve it, but it does stay 6th indeed. Josh is still going. It's not done just yet. Where is Ethan and Rallick around the track as well? Ethan is a little bit up in his first sector time, but he's got a car in his way. That might be a tiny bit dicey, as that's Raul with the usual rear locking, as we always see. Don't worry, I spot that at all times. These two are going to get a nice little bit of a tow from each other, and they're both going on full flying laps. No one has to get out of the way. Both of them had the same times before. They're going to set the same times again. We move on. Raul's going to be the first to cross. His time, is it going to be improved from an 8.796? It is. It's Ethan's. It is, but it's beating Raul's by 200ths of a second. That's quite cool to see. Ethan beats into 3rd position. Raul, Josh's teammate, has to settle for 4th. Pooch is cooking. Pooch is a 10th-ish up on his time. Where is Josh in his time as well as we're watching? He's also a 10th and a bit up. It's not done yet. On used tyres, he might still have it. This is a qualifier session for the ages. I'm a fan of this one. This is pretty damn good. Can Josh still nick it on used? He can nick it on used. By 400ths of a second, he beats his last time by a 10th. Didn't even improve in the final sector, and he's done it. That's huge seeds. 2 attempts up in the middle is Pooch. He looks like he was having a scrolly moment, but Josh has got provisional pole. Pooch could nick it out of all scenes. He could do it. He could do it if he's feeling fruity, but he's not going to wax off his front wing, and I think that's a P5 for him. That was a qualifying session. Oh, that was good. I thought Josh had it. I thought Josh made a mistake, and then F1 Kid, I thought he nicked it, and I thought that was impressive. I saw time left on the table for his lap, and I thought that was a... Let me just read the ball. Read the screen, but things went down. Josh pole position, an 8.329 unused as well on the second run. I respect the qualifying from everyone there. F1 Kid only 400ths behind. That's going to be a slight close fruity battle in the race. Even P3 and Raul 4th, those two seeming incredibly close, setting identical times and then only 200ths away in the second run, so not too bad. Pooch in 5th place, and he's been there before. There's a bit of a gap between him and ahead. I don't know if he had more time, but he's up there. He's going to be battling closely with Harry, who apparently could have beaten his time and gained some more in 6th. Clownfish in 7th for the William. GB in 8th. Ray in 9th position. Don't think he really got the best flaps in at any point. And Ryan, who had a penalty, just opted to go straight to the back, so he doesn't have to deal with us restarting lobbies. But that's your order. I generally think it might be a bit of a 2 split between, like, the top and the bottom, but it could be close. It could be close. Right, it's race notes time. I can actually talk about the strategies. Am I going to see a hard tyre? I think we might have a possibility of seeing all the tyres. We move. Josh is again announcing, which is a good point. Pit lane is bugged. You've got one more chance if you want to check NSL announcers to see a proper clip of it, but in short, don't touch the white line on the right of the pit lane entering, and if you do and you get a penalty for it, which is going to be broken, full screenshot or clip of your race director so we can prove that you didn't get the warnings elsewhere to get the penalty, and you're good. But if you don't do that, and it happens, tough luck, you keep in the pen, GG's done everything, now we know. That's your last warning, if you get caught for in a race, the game's again. But anyways, yeah, I think we could see all the tyres in this at the start. There's possibility of a soft, a medium, and a hard, so we'll move. I think a 2 soft's not going to be close-ish, but safety car helps people out, it could. And indeed, we have got all 3 tyres. 2 mediums, more hards than anything else. 4 medium tyres, sets of tyres, I should say. 5 hard tyres, and a soft tyre for Ryan who's going for broke at the back of the grid. I respect the plays. And now I can mention, because I can probably talk about the rest of the stuff without people trying to change it last second. I think I'm expected to see a medium runner in by lap 16 if it's a nice clean first stint. 13 if they're maybe doing a 2-stop. And if they're on the softs, earlier than that. I don't know, lap 10, lap 8, something, I'm not too sure. There's room-ish to play around with it, but we'll find out later on. Haven't got a clue. Fuel usage is the thing I wanted to read, which slightly surprising. I do believe fuel is burnable. Like, it's a highly burnable resource today. And if you don't have a lot of it, it might be game's the game. In other words, if there's no safety car to save people, it really could be clutching at straws without... You might genuinely have to be lifting and coasting. If we have a look at some people's cars, you can't see it until you start the race, but I was trying to check how much fuel they had on their screen. So we'll have to wait until the race actually started, and we'll nosy in and see if anyone's been aware that you need a bit extra fuel. Or they're gambling on safety cars. You could just gamble, leave it on normal. You could really gamble and take fuel out, but... I don't know. We'll find out. But anyways, 2-stop is close. I want to say pit loss is, what, 20 seconds roughly? You lose about 4 seconds total race time if you're on a 2-stop versus a 1, but that can easily be made up if a VSC jumps in, or safety car, someone just messes up and you get a good opportunity. I have no clue. For the title, F1 Kid needs to be Bass Josh, and getting those extra points. It might only be 7 or 6 if one of them gets the fastest lap to counteract it, but there's a lot of rounds left of the season. A lot of 7 points over your other teammate, or rival I should say, and that's top of the board. 89 points is a lot though. It's a big margin, but you gotta start doing it somewhere. Grid's all settled up and ready to go. I believe we're about to go racing and do stuff in the usual map fashion, and then I get to say that the lights go out, and then I get to say that the game decides to wait, because it hates me, and never lets us go immediately. 4 more seconds later, and we are finally racing in Zandvoort, and Josh, I think, has got the much better start compared to anyone else in the grid. The Ferrari behind with GB's had this a little bit of a struggle, and I think it's almost gone down to the back of the grid, and has. Last position, Pooch has spun at turn 1 and has lost it immediately. I'm not sure if he got clipped or just dropped the rear. Front order has pretty much stayed the same, but in the middle, oh my lord, in the middle it's gone crazy. 4 cars in an incident. That's certainly going to be at least a VSC. I don't know what just happened. What just happened? There was at least 4 cars spun around there. What in the world had happened? Did someone send it when there was 3 cars going around a corner? Only a VSC. Only a VSC. To be fair, Pooch after that spin, just because of the over contact, is now back up to 7th, so not a massive loss. Front wing damage, I suspect there's going to be more than just that. What just happened? What actually happened? I don't know if Pooch got clipped. I'm not sure if anything else after that. How? Either way, the game's automatically given a 5-second to GB and to Harry. I'm not sure what GB's was for, if he was also in there, but he's up to 5th. Also missing an M plate to his front wing. I think the top 4 completely remain unscathed. Let's see if anyone else is missing parts of their car. I think GB's the only one who's missing one that can be replaced. I don't think he's the only one without damage, as we're probably about to find out. We go green, top 4 staying as they are, and I think Raul might have almost got a little bit of a run on Ethan, but he's not going to. There we have GB goes straight into the pits. Raul is having a little look in his hard tyres and does make him have to leave him some room. Slight tickle of the cars, but they all still keep going. That's multiple into the pits as well. I think that's Harry also on the way in. I'm not sure what happened. I only caught that right at the end. I wish I was on board with a car or two. Something went down, and the stewards are definitely going to have a ticket or 2 of that one. Drivers already know how to send it in, so I won't have to mention that one again. Top 4 of the train, though, is looking okay, but we've already splintered the entire top part of the grid and the rest of it in no time. Ryan's already out of the race as well. It's... I don't know. It's an early moment. That's already split up a lot of the grid. It's good if you want to get a nice cheap, well, free stop into clean air now. If you're one of these front guys as well. Struggles a tiny bit on traction. It does help these guys out, as leader gap's already going to put 22nd nicely between Clownfish and GB, and not much traffic in between. So that's okay on that side, but anyways, that's... We'll deal with the incident later. The stewards will do that later. We don't have to speculate on it. As Ray has been passed by Pooch. As Ray dropped some time. I don't think he was that close before. Pooch back into P5 where he was but a moment ago. I mean, that's a recovery and a half after a couple laps. The gap's massive of 8 seconds. But if he maybe knew he wasn't going to get the top 4, then he doesn't really care. He's at the lead of this train. He's fine. I really wish I knew what went down. We've got 2 sets of trains now, not that word. Anyways, I'm moving crazy. I don't know what's going on. The game is the game. The game is the game. And then yeah, the 2 cars at the back who are very far off. Who I really don't know who the focal point it was of the incident. I think there's fingers being pointed everywhere. So we'll figure that out later. But only 2 have done their stops so far. Josh still leads the race. No one's got a little chance of making a move just yet. The 2 medium runners also happily in the lead of this train. As I think I've just seen Ray go very, very wide. I think he caught the curb on that left-hand side, and that's enough to drag you so far out. And to be fair, the fact he's close to a car still after that is not too bad. But we move. Yeah, I would love to know what happened. I will probably find out after this race. We'll see. Raul's dropped a tiny bit off the top 4 pace now. He's slowly been dropping. He's out of DRS range. DRS will be enabled He was within it by the last detection point, but by the time he got to the end of the straight, he never got back within a second. So, gonna have a monstrous final, well, not final, entire of this lap. But yeah, Ethan's doing well to keep up with the medium runners. I would have expected maybe the front two to start streaking away a bit, but Ethan, we had this before in Spa. Faster tyres ahead and a slow one behind, and the slower tyre managed to keep up the entire time. Then it flipped around, Ethan was on the other side of it, and they still kept up with him, and those guys managed to prevail after Ethan got a nice cheap stop given to him. So it seems like it could happen again. The front two might not have enough extra pace. Shout out to Ethan being up there. It's nice to see being much a 3 to 4-way battle now. 4 possible wins. Strategy is now basically key. It's not just, I am quicker than you, I will win. You actually have to outmaneuver someone with strats. Not get caught out, timing your stops right. And it's going to be more crucial today, and no rain saving no one. So we'll see how that one actually works out and goes down. 9 tenths behind. Is it these two still close? I wouldn't say close. They're slowly slipping away. Close-ish, close-ish. Raul definitely out of DRS range coming on to the next lap. I'm not sure what's going on with his car. He weren't involved in anything, so I guess he's just not got the burners on his car, or got dipped out of DRS for 2 seconds with one mistake, and that's enough to mean you ain't catching the next car. So, okay, I see how it is, I do believe my Ford got a decent-ish angle of something. It's all something. It didn't see everything, but it's all something. So, for my own personal use, I just want to see. Because I don't know. I want to check times when they cross the next lap and see how these top 4 are going. I assume the top 3 are pretty much trading times across the board, temps down on 1 lap for Ethan's car. As I said, it's going to be a decent while since any of these changed their stops. For their stops, I should say. I wonder if any of these are going to take a risk. I don't know if Josh will, because he's leading the title. He might just go for the safe 1 stop as he's leading, and he has, I guess, more control. Hasn't got a gap, but has the choice of going first. I want to see someone take a risk. Everyone could say, let's go for a 2-stop as he dips the wheel into the gravel. He's okay, But I want to see a 2-stop risk. I want to see one of them going for it. Can you make up the extra 4 seconds you'll lose by gaining in traffic or something or whatever? I don't know, as the rest of the grid is so spread out. Might not be enough to save him. 1.7 gap now between Raul and Ethan. The top 3 generally are just streaking away. And the more this keeps going on, Ethan will just get even closer to them. Last time this went down as a heads up, they weren't really frantic. It was well behaved. So I don't expect them to do the same any time in this race until the last stages. Which is kind of unsafe. I wanted to see some more craziness. But it's fine, 2.1 seconds now. What is going on in this AlphaTauri car? I don't mean to be rude, but this is not what I'm expecting. He was there before. Like, once he got close, he had speed and pace. But so far, isn't it? I don't know. I'm confused by it. Cigarette for the rest. Pooch has dropped a couple more seconds since we last checked. He had about an 8-second drop to the top 4. It's now 11. So despite the fact that Raul might be slower, he's still quicker than anyone else behind. But Pooch is in a comfy 5th place. And I'm saying that because I want to point out that losing this position from here would be tricky. Either something catastrophic goes wrong, there's a safety car that mixes the entire pack up or something, or a monumental error happens. Because honestly, I'm not going to lie, that's a very solid position to be. You've got a nice 6-second gap to cars behind, you're lapping quicker than them, the quicker people behind are further away because of incidents, GB and Harry, etc. This is a 5th position to lose for him. I mean, Jimmy wants more, but you get my point. That one there, that entire last 30 seconds was for the Bushy family to listen to, by the way. Shout out to all of you if you're watching, or at least Bushy. Yes, your boy can't be losing 5th from here, is what I'm saying. Anyways, we'll see how that goes down. That's a while to go. We'll get to that later on. We're only on lap 7 out of 36 laps. If I'm correct, it's the most laps we'll do all season, because I don't think any track's got more. If we had Monaco, it would have been, but we don't. The league hates me if I put Monaco in. It will come back soon. Next season, I hate to say it, but it probably will be there on the new game. It's fine. 3/10 gap from Ethan's car. Battery-wise, these top 3 must have been just conserving and saving. We'll have a little look. 79, 73, and 79. So they are just in conservation train mode. Chill and do their thing. Except Josh has streaked a tiny bit ahead, which is why I'm pointing out. I think either F1 has made a slight error or something. Is it going to encourage Ethan to have a little look? And I think it is, because he's deploying a decent chunk of battery. F1 taking a slight defensive position means that nothing much happens, but he wanted to make something happen. He took the chance that maybe he gets a better run. Didn't get it. To be fair, F1 Kid deployed just as much battery as well. They're both down to about 57-60% coming through here. And they probably both needed to do that because Josh was just about to start pulling away. These two might get heated purely because they're catching each other now. They don't want to, but if one of them just happens to be going quicker at this stage, might have to start making some moves, which is risky. Do you make moves and risk first place running away? Do you just take really strategic, calculated moves? Let opportunities go missing? They're taking different lines. They're taking experimental lines through the corners. Yellow flag has raised, retired, and I think that's going to mix everything up, and it's perfect timing if anyone wants to make a stop. Raise out the race going through. I believe that will be Danny Rick's corner. I'm sorry to name it Danny Rick's corner. It's just... everyone knows what I mean if I say that. Safety car is in. No one's reached the pit lane yet. It's too early for a one-stop to be pitting. Maybe? I don't know. I think a hardtech could do it, but it's a slight bit too early. If you want to take that risk, you can indeed do it, though. I want to see if a two-stop's attempted. Let's have a look. I'm micro-slept. Game's the game. It happens. No worries, man. It's a tricky time sometimes. Everyone's being well behaved in the... well, I don't know. They might have got a warning. But it's fine. Both avatars are in, so we're going to get a little bit of moments. Hard tire runners are also in too. So I want to see what they're pitting onto. Josh and F1 Kid both onto a hard. They now have the option of trying to step it to the end. Ethan and Ral onto the medium tires. A medium tire ain't making it to the end from this start point of the race. I'm telling you that now. They've done all the tire stops they need, but it won't be making it there. We have two stops on our hands, and I'm actually quite happy they've been forced into doing it. That's the risk when you have a hard tire on. If you get a safety car on too early, and it's too good of an opportunity to pass up, you kind of have to convert. But for me, that's good. I get to see some different tires, which is good. Now the medium tires, though, have got to make this work, because before, the two mediums ahead didn't really pull away. So it stands to reason. This is the idea of a two-stop is perfect scenario. You pass to people on a one-stop, get a pit stop gap to them, so when you pit for a second time, you're still ahead of them. Or other scenario, you get as big of a gap as possible, so you've got less work when you pit again later. In other words, they have to overtake the front two. If they don't overtake them, then it's going to be quite tricky to re-catch them by the next stint, even if it's on older tires versus brand new ones again. Yeah. Even and Imral might need to work together as well and not fight each other, because that then just ruins both of their chances. Same again also with Pooch and Clownfish. They were both on the hards, I believe, before. Let me double check and see if none of them have done medium. Clownfish has. Okay. So Clownfish has to stop again. I mean, I don't think they needed to, but it's confirmed they are doing a two-stop. Must be aiming for a medium and a soft tire near the end instead of a medium and a hard, but fair game. Everyone's on a two, except Harry, who's staying on his one stop. Well, actually, no, I believe he's also made his stop, but yeah, I don't know if he's going to make it to the end from there, so Harry probably can't make it to the end-ish, but probably will want to stop to be safe. If he wants to. GB has made his stop under the safety car, so he's probably safe to the end. It's the medium runners you're looking out for. Harry might join them in a little bit later on. He hasn't joined them now, so... 4 cars chasing the pack. We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there. It's gonna be pretty good. I don't know where they're gonna make the moves, though. This track's very... I'm not saying it again. It's very compact. Smart words. There we go. We get out of it. It's a tech you want to make moves. The whole first sector, sorry, is tricky. It's a big flow section. And this entire track is like nail one line and you flow for it, and it feels so good to drive, but little places to do anything else, so hard to make moves. T1 and watching out for mistakes is your best bets. We'll see. All time strategies coming your way, and it just being overwhelmingly quicker. Which I guess, to be fair, the other people going on a two-stop could have maybe took a risk of going on... I doubt they would have, but they could have technically gone on a soft tyre now and put the other medium tyre on later on. I think what they'll want to do is put a medium and a medium on rather than a soft at all, but if you really wanted to go aggressive, you could have. Theoreticals that no one did, and no one needs to hear about. The safety car is coming in at the end of the slap. Let's get. Alright, I've waffled all the tyre strategies to your heads. You now know exactly what could possibly happen, and you now know that there's 4 cars hunting at the front too. That's not to say GB and Harry won't, but they're on more normal stuff. We move. No Diddy is what he said. Listen, we'll see. We'll see if that is the case when we hop in the race. We're now rhyming now. We did a run special and follow on behind them looking at everyone else on the grids as is extremely expected. But, you know, we move. Shout out to Rom. Out here, spectating and watching some crimes happening probably on the track. When's Josh gonna go? Because as I said, you don't want to be caught overtaking in a track you can't be overtaken on normally. So you gotta wait as long as possible. And so far, I think Ethan might be close enough to make a sin from this distance. Isn't close enough to do it. Pooch is having a sniff around the outside of Raul, having more than a sniff. He had a great start at Spa before. Can't make it stick on this first restart of the lap, but he was thinking about it a lot. That's your best chance to do it. Catch someone napping and there's an opportunity for it. GB has had a moment and is now even further back at the pack of the grid. Pack of the grid? What English words just got said by me? Further back, off the pack, on the grid. I don't know what I was trying to say. He's in 9th place. 8th place even. Jesus Christ, my English decided to just fail right there. Order otherwise has stayed the exact same. In fact, it's still the same, even with that spin. Josh has got a tiny bit of a gap in the lead of F1 Kid. He wants to make sure he gets a nice buffer because any medium tyres will be on their way. And to be fair, if he can guarantee he's got more pace in F1 Kid, which I don't know if is a guarantee, it does mean he got a nice little buffer to anyone else attacking, because the first person who'll get attacked won't be him. And I think we might go for round 2, and I think he's deploying immediately, and so is F1 Kid on his car as well. Let's see what the Ferrari has got in sort of fastest lap of the race as well. He goes to defend slightly, but he's gonna send it down the inside anyways. They're both gained so much on Josh. No DRS yet. It's not like F1. There's two laps left in real life. Oh, they got so close. Takes an alternate line going for this very tight left-hander. This is not done yet. Oh, the run is immaculate, but the track makes you think that you get such a good run out of there, but once it rebalances, it's not happening. This is good. Josh is lost a little bit of time and is being closed in under the straight, as these two are burning to defend off each other. They're subsequently attacking Josh. This is nice. This is really, really nice. The top 3 assuming the same role they had before. Round's still a tiny bit off pace, but he's not out of DRS, so far from over. Ethan is pushing F1 Kid out around this track. On this medium time. Absolutely pushing him. And this time around he'll get DRS, which I don't know if that's going to benefit him more than it's going to benefit F1 Kid. I feel like it might be the other way around. That's a tiny bit of a bump. He's going to lose a little bit too much time. He's equidistant between all these guys. About 3 attempts between them all. You had close the last time around. Maybe he'd save some battery for the next run, because I don't think that's the best run he'll have compared. He also has to watch out, as Raul is not going to be sitting waiting around. As Josh steals the fastest lap. No, Raul does. Yeah, Raul won't sit around. If he sees that, you know, Ethan's saving battery for a little bit and can't go, Raul's like, it's my turn. As he did at Spa, even whilst having a penalty, said, well, if you're not overtaken, I'll overtake you. Then they both lost time to the cars ahead. It's a risk. Pass or be passed. Overtake or be overtaken, as many commentators have probably said in their life. No, I'm not the first one. But it's fine. But in all that, Josh has done well to survive, but F1 Kid's definitely under pressure. Hooch is still on this train, by the way. He's not dropped off, despite attacking Raul a little bit earlier on. So they're all within a chance. It's crucial that none of them drop out of DRS, because as you saw with Raul, the second that happens, you ain't getting back, apparently. If the pace is even between the rest of it, that's done. Like, that's the game. That is GG's. 17% battery on this Williams car. He's worried. Rightly so on the tyre. He's generally worried about this. 41% on the Ferrari. If he gets a good run, it's his time. We'll watch on board the whole way through. Didn't get the best exit compared there, and I think might be safe. I think even knows just that and is not deploying his battery, and nor is F1 Kid, or at least isn't when I walk on board. I mean, to be fair, now F1 Kid's troubling Josh. F1 Kid was worried, but despite that is now worrying Josh, who was completely calm. I don't understand the logistics of that, I'm not going to lie. Fair enough. That's what happens when you're in such close of a battle and they can fight and defend, etc., and still be close enough to each other, which is nice and cute to see. Good. Raul is still a tiny bit off this top 3, pace-wise. In general, not in, like, saying off the DRS, but in general, just it hasn't got the pace right now of Ethan on the same tyre and the front 2 who are managing to slipstream and dance away. Which is obviously, it's fair enough to mention, it's not just pace alone. Like, if you're in a slipstream that close to each other compared to the rest, you gain a good advantage, and if you can play nicely, which, as I said, these front 3 will do, you can gain a good amount of time on the rest of the pack. Like, it's a nice, cool advantage. You save a lot of time. Speaking of saving, I think it's time for me to finally try and nosy about the fuel. Thankfully, I can see the dash on any other car that isn't a Williams, because it's not a small one. 3.1 fuel-wise. 2.8 on Ethan's car. Ethan has prepped for fuel, so has Raul. So has... Okay, I think anyone who hadn't prepped with enough fuel definitely has enough fuel now because of that safety car and VSC, etc. But there was definitely... If some people were on 2.8, I think some people didn't have fuel saved before. They're probably okay now. But just as a note, there was a worry that if it had been clean green flag running, you might have to be putting a lot of extra fuel in the tank, or else it's a GG. Interesting to see. Guess who's all the way up the rear of another car again? It's Ethan. This man will not let this Williams go. And this, it should get easier every single corner. If you want to, like, if you're ever in a race where you've got a faster tyre behind you and you're both on brand new, and they're obviously hunting you down, every single corner, sector, lap that you keep them behind, their tyres relative to yours get worse, and you technically get closer to their speed in almost quicker by the time it overlaps. So the more you keep them behind, it's a benefit. You're fine, you're safe. But apparently, it's not enough to look like you're safe at any point. It's happening. It's guaranteed to be happening as we watch it. Ethan don't care. Ethan's finding more speed and is making sure that everyone can sit in pretty. 50% battery versus 25 on the Williams car. The nice part is he's got a nice slipstream from Josh, which is saving him. It was doing the same before. If Josh messes up... Well, Josh not messes up, sorry. I say Josh runs away. Nice comfy battery to his name. ERS is very, very hungry around here, I should also mention, so not burning it all the time is crucial. Ethan, as I said, is not been using it for the last few laps. It's only back up to 50%. Clafford, I think, has had an error up in Danny Rick's corner, has had a moment and not fully recovered back to the track yet, down to the back of the pack. Interestingly, long spin round. Wasn't confident of spinning it straight on the dime. Fair game, no safety car or anything for it. We keep going, but it's unfortunate he drops a couple positions. Harry and GB gain a few back after the early start. And to be fair, they've gained back a lot of time they all lost from the start just because of the safety car, so there you go. Mostly positions gained back. Raul's the closest car this time round. Look how this train can swing. This is fun. You've barely got limited uses on when you can deploy your battery because of how hard it is to regen it at any point. So it could just be a turn of Raul's dropping some now, so that means he's going to gain for a couple laps before he has to save some later on. All of a sudden everyone's made loads of mistakes. I don't know. I can't tell. It's a confusing time. We have no clue. Pit stops time. Why am I expecting to see another car in? If it was meant to be a two-stop, clean, normal, 13 laps you could have maybe made work on medium tyres ×2 and then whack on a soft near the end. Now, if they've been on it for 8 laps, another 8 after that, could put them on a window. What's that lap? What lap's that going to put them on? 26, right? 24. My point, it could be doable. It could be doable if I don't know when they're pitting. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen. I have no clue. We'll see. Seems if anyone does try and extend to the end on these medium tyres, which I don't think is technically impossible. It's just very ill-advised. And there's the front three. Sorry, the second, third, and fourth are now starting to stray away from Josh. Josh has got a nice 8th, 10th gap. Has he deployed a little bit? I think he has a tiny bit. Flexed a tiny bit of his battery reserves just to put him a tiny bit more at bay, but it's not really enough. They've gained back in the straight, all back to 4 attempts, and 6 for Raul in the 4th place car. Again, now all of a sudden he's dropped a bigger gap than the rest. It's hard to tell. Halfway into the race after this lap, that is a slide and a half. We've caught that one live. Raul drops the rear entirely. Not a rear locking moment, just a rear grip moment. And that's all that it can take to drop you out of DRS, and that might be him not catching another car unless any safety car or an error from the front guys comes through. But it shows that it can happen. 18 laps of pure consistency, some on the safety car. 1 stat, done. 3.9 seconds dropped. I suspect maybe struggling with a bit of a setup difference. I'm not sure, because it seems like a consistent struggle all the way around this race so far. That's all it can take. 1 error, and when all your rivals are so consistent, and that's it. You are see you later, never see them again. Pooch now also is pretty close to those cars. He's only got 2.1 second gap to Raul's car, and dips a bit of grass. He seems like he's dipped his... Not grass, gravel. Dipped his tyres into that a few times. They weren't looking clean even before he got to that corner. His pants probably looking clean after that moment as well. He could have quite easily been... Has he whacked the wall on the left? I'm quite certain he must have whacked it there. Clownfish has spun it again, but I need to check Pooch's car. Has he... I feel like he's whacked his front left of his end plate, at least. I'm surprised if he hasn't chipped a pit of it off. He's lost half a second anyways. Raul has also lost about... He's lost more than that. I was going to say he lost 6 tenths. It's now almost a second since the last lap. Looks like he's made a never error for that exact same section of corners. This track is brutal. It saves Ethan a bit, in case Ethan was worrying, by the way, of making one mistake, and now he doesn't immediately lose a position. He'll just lose slipstream, and... I mean, the same thing will happen. Drops half a second, boom, he ain't going to see any of the front cars ever again. But I guess he's got a bit more of a license to go for it. 20% battery over F1 Kid. Clownfish has got speeding in the pit lane penalty and has retired as alongside that one as well. Not going to be a safety car as it's in the pits, thankfully for doing that, as it keeps everything nice and clean on the track. One spin too many, I guess. It's not been the ideal day. Down to 7, unfortunately, which... Obviously, I mean, we started with it easily being enough to finish the race with and getting points, no matter what you got. Still got to finish the race. Still got to finish the race to actually do that, though. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. These front three are leapfrogging between I'm the quicker car to no, I'm the quicker car to no, I'm the quicker... I can't make sense of it. And every single car I've almost seen now has made a moment going through, what's that, turn 3? I think. Turn 1, 2, 3. I think it technically costs us turn 2 even, I'm not too sure. But every car struggled with the rear through there. All of them. It ain't just one of them that's having a struggle with this. And I also want to check what the pit gaps are for everyone. Right now, I think I could do better maths if it's into it, actually. So, if these front guys, where are they going to step into? Just behind Harry. There's a never rear moment for Ethan's car. I don't know if Harry is going to attempt to take it all the way to the end and if that's going to be very feasible. If he is... I mean, actually, forget that. To be fair, GB is only 2 seconds behind him. That's a very small gap to pit into if you're first place. If you're Ethan and F1 Kid, maybe you just slot in behind all of them. Point is, that's not a nice, comfy gap to pit into. Front two, I don't expect to see it again, but they can. It's Ethan who's probably going to be looking at this the most. But yeah, he's probably just about gonna be in that gap. If he pushes on a bit more, maybe he gets a bit ahead. That's close. That's really, really close if that's going to happen. And I feel like at some point, it's going to start thinking about it now. We've reached 12 laps on these tyres. Ideally, what's he got left? 15 laps of the race. He might want to do a couple more so he evens out both medium stints. And they both do the same amount. Maybe if he thinks I can keep up with these this entire time, which he's started to make a couple more errors now. But if he thinks he can keep up with these guys in slipstream for even like 6, 7 more laps, red mark tyre is available if he wants to take it. And take big risks. I don't know how long it's going to last. We didn't get to see much running of it because Ryan obviously didn't get far into the race, unfortunately. So we don't know how well it does. As also, that's a second gap to leader. I shouldn't... Oh, yeah, sorry, that's misleading. I thought that was looking like Ethan's dropped a lot of time. That's just to the leader. But he's still safe DRS-wise. I think that will be his trigger point if he's not already got a plan in mind of when he's pitting. Second he gets out of DRS if the mediums can't cope, he's going in now! He's decided it's a now time. Front two have gone past. Lap 22 out of 36. He's in for a set of medium tyres again. It's going to be, what, 13, 14 laps to the end of the race. Where does he come out? Does he cleanly come out ahead of the back two of Harry and GB at the moment? I think he's... It's going to be close. Oh, he's safe. He's safe. He's safe. I guess that looks safer than I thought. What's the gap actually going to be once he's got up to speed during through the first few corners? 2.3 seconds. Which means the front two are guaranteed safe if Ethan's safe from that, but that's nice timing. He's now got almost clean track all the way to the front two. He has a Raul in the way. Not a Raul. Sorry, no, what am I on about? He has 2 cars in the way. He has Pooch and Raul. 6.4 to the next, and a few more after that. Maddie has zoom, vroom, vroom, and... Okay, I'm not saying this. Go away. Why is everyone moving, sis? When Kit was here earlier, everyone was talking about feet. Now Maddie's just making car noises. What's going on, man? What's going on? How are you doing? I hope you're good. Stop making car noises. They're scary. They're scary. Yeah, Ethan's got a chance now. We've just got to see what his lap times are if he wants to do this again. Not a gifted tyre strat or a cheap stop. This is all going to be down to his own doing. So we'll see if this pace has been genuine this entire season. The most family-friendly... It's true. That's worrying. That's worrying. That's the most family-friendly thing you've said today. That's concerning. I hope you're doing good anyways. Welcome in. Hope your day's been fine, vibing, all the good stuff. The usual business that I say. As what are these two doing? Gap's 1.6. GB is... I thought I might catch him quicker than this. I saw this gap close for a while, but I thought he might close in later on. This might be a late catch in the latter stages too, so I won't count these two out for a bit of racing action later on, which... If I can't tell who calls what, but I don't know if there's going to be much love lost between them later on. Yes, I did say Asper. Listen, Asper is a cool phrase to say. Moving very nerdy today, but I do not care. Nothing wrong with that. Listen, nothing wrong with that. I ain't going to say anything bad with that side. That's good. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. What are you nerding about? Anything I know? If I don't know, I can't comment on it otherwise. That's fine. 1.1 second gap for GB. He's closing. Okay, that late little bar might happen fairly imminently. If he could just break into DRS, as I think he's attempting to. He's deploying some extra battery here and there. I think Harry might have been doing the same to defend. The 20% difference-ish. Both dipping their inside wheels into the gravel. I think that's just a line that you can take. But he's lost a 10th. Might not be done this lap, but the next few is fine. But listen, to be fair, I already mentioned that that's what the chat was saying. It was already moving. It weren't me, it was them. You can check the VOD chat replay. Maybe I'm done. Right, now I can't respond to any of you lot in the chat. I'm happy getting some science stuff going on again. That's quite cool, but I can't speak to you anymore. You've ruined it. You've ruined it. From what? Not a mine, but from a friend's cousin's Go away. Go away. Go away. Anyways, race. Back to that. Because I can talk about that and I can get distracted. Ethan had said the fastest lap of the race. He's closing in. He's got a 1.8 second gap. He's got 13 newer tyres. Then every single car ahead of him from this point onwards. All of them. And also, just to confirm that none of the front two were thinking about changing to a two-stop and just covering him off completely, thinking they're quicker. They can't anymore because the gap's only 16 seconds. They will end up behind. I mean, if they think they're substantially quicker, they can still catch that, but I don't think... I think they've left it too late. This is like a Spain, Hamilton, Verstappen situation, or a France, Hamilton, Verstappen in 2021. There's been a few of those scenarios. Just pit just to the point where you can't respond by the next lap. I think even had already done enough, and he looks like he's going to make a nice move set on Pooch at 10.9 as he goes along. Pooch not going to make it a nice move, but can't do much. I respect it. Pooch still fighting out there. Even if it's a brand new tyre against him, still going for it. Game's the game. That is an interesting line, but you can take a lot of lines through there. Pooch settling back into his 5th place. He's got a nice comfy gap again. To remind people, Pooch can't really throw away the 5th position. He's quite safe. That's a safe position. But Evan's dispatched with one car. I haven't looked at the front two personally on the track for a while. They're still doing their thing. Just going a little longer. And, well, say a little longer. They're just going long into the race in general because that's what they're doing. That's their strategy. The key thing I want to also point out is, if they stayed like this and was nice to each other the entire time, Ethan's job's harder. Because it's purely 15 seconds to catch in 11 laps, on newer tyres in fairness, but 11 laps, and he's got to then overtake them one by one normally. It's normal. If these two, as they happened before, at the end of the race, start fighting, 15 seconds becomes 12, 11, 10 seconds very quickly when two people are taking very slow lines trying to fight against each other. I don't know when they're going to want to do it. If, for example, one of these two things, we cannot stop Ethan getting past us when he gets here, you might as well fight now and see who's the front runner by the time he gets there and just worry about dealing with Ethan later. If you guaranteed that you think he won't catch you, you can afford to sit in this nice chill train and minimize race time until the last few laps and then go for it like normal. Which is, I think, what they're going to do, but I'd be interested to see if one of them pulls the trigger and thinks, I want to try and gap you now. I want to try and pass you now because I'm worried later on. I think they'll only make that decision by the time Ethan passes Raul and how easily he does. And if he even does. I have no clue if he doesn't. I'm not trying to... What? Bloods drown... what's going on, man? I've had it. I can't defend. I can't defend myself. What's going on? Alright, we move. Oh, God. Looks like GB and Harry obviously have now switched distance and passed. I have missed that one. Harry's decided to opt into the pits. Maybe steal a fastest lap or something. I'm not sure if there was more that happened that I just didn't see. I hope not, because I wish I'd have seen it. Rouse into the pits! I completely forget that Raul also was on the same strategy. He just went extremely long. I, for some reason, just assumed he was on a one-stop. Even though I knew he pitted at the same time, he's gone for a very offset strategy on some new mediums. He's a long way back, though. He's lost a lot of time, but he can still make something happen. Second stage of racing, closing towards the front two, is now going to start taking place. He's dropped behind GB. Same job for him, as he's going to get past these two cars, and then he can start on his chase, to the front two. But also, that does make Ethan's life a lot easier. He doesn't have to pass a single car. No effort was taken. He can just drive and do his thing. Read it. What else did I don't want to read the extra things that you said. You're talking about goldfishes being... What else did I miss? What else did I miss? I've read everything. I've read everything. Shush. Yeah, I've read everything. Shush. What did you not hear me say? Because I definitely read everything you've said. This is cappuccino, my dude. Zach needs to seriously consider his representing the team. Listen! Me and the team have spoken. We're all happy right now. We're all very happy. It's all good. You need to shush. Science. Oh, I did. No, I did say. I just decided to stop speaking to you afterwards because you started talking about feet and fish. Good move. What science stuff? I'll ask Mal. What science stuff you got? I need to get some water. My water is over there, chat. I'm going to briefly run that side of the room. Man, that was ferocious speed. Did you see that? That was crazy. I got you for the drink as Pooches, while I've not looked, has popped on a soft compound tyre. He's going rogue. Everyone's taking the big chances. Okay, I respect it. He's going to go for a, well, probably a fastest lap. I assume he's going to take it. Pooch, taking a risk considering he had 5th position locked. He was not losing that. I'm certain he weren't losing that position unless of a monumental error. And he's taking a risk to say, I'm now going to catch back GB, which... probably will. 8.5 seconds on massively newer tyres. He should do it. But he's going to try and recatch him to get 5th. And maybe catch Ethan, but considering Ethan's on also fairly new tyres, I don't know if he's going to catch 10 seconds whilst on soft tyres that are going to grade even quicker. Maybe he was protecting over Harry just in case if you wanted to. I don't know. But regardless, he's gone for a risk. I respect it. I respect it. It's a good place. There's a fastest sector for Mr. Rowlick. Is he going to go set a fastest lap of the race as well? 15 seconds back from the next car. It's a big, big gap. I think it might be a fastest lap, though. It is indeed. 10-7. AlphaTauri team will appreciate that, also they've got a lot of them. GB's now into the pits, and that whole battle I was trying to talk up is not happening, and they're all trying to steal the fastest lap off each other. And in fact, that might be close with him and Harry. In fact, I stand corrected. That will be close with him and Harry coming out the stops. Harry does take the position back. If we ignore the penalty, there's a soft tyre against a medium tyre. That's going to be a fun little battle to see by the end of the race. On track, at least. Let's see what goes down with that one. So we got Harry fighting GB for position on track. I know he's going to change it. Pooch fastest first sector of the race as he's cutting around in his soft tyres. 9 seconds away from Raul. So he is catching him. He's slowly catching Ethan ahead, who's also slowly catching the front two away, which in fairness, he's not been making as much progress. He's only 11.8 seconds now away, but I think he expected the hard tyres to have a bigger fall off, and I don't think they are. I guess that safety car wasn't too untimed. Weird enough. Team doesn't know that you have it right. Listen. I'm not having it. Astronomy and astrophysics and cell biology. Nice. I like those. Good job. Good job. How long is it? What, like a month almost? I swear I heard it was like a month you guys got off in uni times. Not bad. Pooch with the fastest lap of the race. Beats Rail's time by 3 tenths. Not too shabby. Has he ever taken a fastest lap home for the Aston Martin team? Aston Martin have had one. I'm sure Safso's taken one. Yes, he has. He's taken a few. Pooch this season has taken a fastest lap at Singapore. I stand corrected. Finished 10th and got one just then. I mean, he has. That's a bit rude saying he just had never got one. He'll be there again with a much bigger position. 11 points to the team's name will be quite nice. It's going to be obviously quite crucial to hang on to the position against Ferrari, who will still be outscoring them. What's that's going to be? 50 right now, 15 and 6 points, 21 versus 11. They'll still outscore them by 10, bringing that gap down to 5 points between Aston Martin and Ferrari. Who just got a lot on his shoulders right now since he's alone driving. That's actually huge. So this is a huge result if you can keep this. It minimises the loss. Not too bad. Gap at the front is now 12 seconds. I'm not seeing enough headway. In fact, well, I mean, I'm saying footway? I don't know. Bring up foot again. I'm trying to say the opposite of headways and it's going backwards. We're not bringing this back. Shush. Everyone, delete your memories. You didn't hear me say that. Point is, Ethan's not catching anymore. He's made an error, he's made a mistake, or whatever. He's no longer catching. He's effectively nullified his chances of getting closer to the race later on, as I think the position's been done on the straight between GB and Harry. I expected that one to be quite easy, and it has been. Penalties would have made that already happen anyways, but now GB's ahead and clean on the track too. GG's on that one. But yeah, now, if Ethan's not going to close, and he's unfortunately going to have to settle into a third, he was kind of forced into an early stoppage again. Is the risk. He's taking a hard tire. Raul similarly as well. And as you can see, they both paid the price for it and had to take risks, and the risk didn't work. Just yet. I don't think you can get a safety car this late. It would have to probably be this lap to make something crazy up. In other words, now these front two are completely free to deploy all your battery whenever you choose and go for the risk. So now it's when does F1 Kid think he wants to take the scent? This is still huge. I know the gap between these two is 89 points in the drivers. Josh leading by that much is a huge margin that you can hold on to just over halfway into the season. It's huge, but it's been overturned before. As Josh kindly mentioned before the stream, he's bottled a 70-point lead before to this exact man who's in second place. In Season 8, that's exactly what happened. F1 Kid joined late, had a nice lead. I believe it was that season anyways. Regardless, Josh has lost that many points, and F1 Kid has beaten him to a championship beforehand. No love lost. I would love to see if, you know, starts to get a little dicey. I don't know if... I'm not expecting something to be like a DNF between these two, but... Someone just take off the safety. That's my point. They're running nice and pretty. Take off the safety. Battery is so high between the two. They've been saving for laps and laps. 76% going through there. 82% going through for F1 Kid. As we start lap 33... The thing is, do you really want the person ahead to make a mistake and then get gifted a chance to make a move? Because technically that would be helpful, because then you don't have to do as much as it's hard to overtake. But then your prime overtaking opportunity might go to them in the second, like, last two laps of the race. So maybe you want to just wait until that naturally happens. I mean, I think that's not going to be the case. I think if someone makes a mistake in front of you, you take the position, you run with it, and that's your chance to move. Battery chance, 10% difference, 15, 14% difference almost. Oh, it's close. Still keeping a nice comfy gap to Ethan. Raul's not catching him as well. Pooch is also not catching anyone. The rest of the cars are not catching anyone. Every car ahead of them is quicker than every other car, so... Pretty much. I think maybe GB's quicker than Pooch at this time. But my point is, no one's going to catch anyone bar these two. There might be... These two might be close enough to possibly... Like even maybe just catch on something if one of these front two make a monumental error, but that's as much as he's got on his side. Another podium, it looks like, for him. Is he been on a consistent podium streak so far? He's had 3 in the last 5 races. No, 3 in the last 4 races, I should say. Podium in Spain, win in Silverstone, and a podium in Spa. So, yeah, that's not bad. Imola's only when he didn't get one, and he got 4th down there. So we move. Consistency on his side. F1 Kid's consistency has been 2nd, 1st, retirement and sprint, 8th in the race at Silverstone, and a win last time out. Josh hasn't had a win since Spain. Would love to get back on a win total. How many wins has he had this season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. 1 sprint race win as well. I've got no more stats to give you. It's now down to when these two decide to dump the battery. Is it even possible to dump 100% battery, which they're practically going to have in 1 lap? I feel like they're going to have to dump it into over 2. Because if you don't dump it over 2, you won't even get all of it used. You're just going to have to get straight to the maximum usage every lap. 68%. Josh has been using 68% versus 90%. That is a healthy advantage. Healthy advantage. 75 tyre wear. And he's too close on tyres. Are we going to see a possibility of a tyre failure late in the race? I mean, if it's going to happen to one, surely it happens to both. I believe, though, Josh just has inherently worse tyre wear. I think he's going for it now. Forget the tyre wear. It's position on the racetrack. F1 Kid's going to try and send it around the outside. Josh tries to keep it on the inside. This is going to be hard to take it, though. It's going to close us in. Oh, he almost pushed it for the trap for a second. He's got the position for now. Tries the over and under. The front wings touch and collides. But F1 Kid's done it. He's took his opportunity. He's now into 1st place. It's not done yet. We're on the penultimate lap. Plenty of time to make it change. Battle of the jobless colleagues. They were colleagues before in NSO. They ain't no more. They're switching it up. He's sniffing his gearbox. Safety has to be off now. Safety has to be off for this now. You just have to send the move if there's an opportunity going for it. No, like, no two things about it. And the worst thing, this is the thing, F1 Kid's now ahead going into this next lap. He's under threat. Even if he was quicker and had the battery, he might just get sent into turn 1. Nothing you can do about it. And first place is back in Josh's hands. Because they haven't really pulled away. I haven't got no clue how to call this one as Harry's back into the pits again. No clue what day it's going to be for these lot. 3.5 temp gap going into the final corner. We get on board with Josh's car as he whacks up in the DRS and his battery. Has F1 Kid got enough surplus and got enough pace and good run out of the final corner to keep it? He's surely got to defend hard into the inside. He does move semi-late. I can't lie. I cannot lie. That was a bit close. He left this defensive move to the last possible moment. He's not done yet. They're still side by side. And somehow he keeps the position just for now. He's done a lot of work to keep that one. A very, very small debatable possibility that he moved very late, but it was a very, very small, subtle move. He might just get away with that on the Azure Stewards. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but he might be fine. Let's count off as it's all good. Oh, these two are still going for it very closely. As I said, there's still time for someone to just get bored and send it at one of these big corners. They're not massive, they're hard. This next corner's got a DRS straight at the end of it. But it's not heavy braking. It's sort of a medium slow speed corner. There's a chance. There's still a chance. Defending straight down the middle. Also, the start-finish straight isn't too short as he whacks the back of his car for good measure. How he got good traction still doing that, I don't know. Last corner of the lap. I can't call who's going to win the race just yet because there's still a straight to go. This could be a photo finish setting. This could be photo finishing settings. Coming across the line we go. Squeezes him all the way to the line. F1 Kid has won. Oh my lord, he's won the Dutch Grand Prix by 7 thousandths of a second. Jesus Christ, that was close. That was a hard-fought race. But F1 Kid does gain the 7 points towards closing in on the championship just slightly. Ethan does come across in 3rd place. Couldn't catch the rest of them by the end of it. Raul is putting his car in bits, but is in 4th position. And the rest will come across the line as follows. Harry's already crossed the line as a lap down in 7th. And we're going to have Pooch in 5th place. A solid result from Pooch. It's big points. Well, it's points for Aston Martin that he needs to take home. Keeps them sort of in the battle against Ferrari in the Constructors, but Ethan's done bits, and so has GB, who comes home in 6th. That was a result and a half. I think I know what things Josh is probably referencing, and then, as I called, I feel like it's a borderline, but I feel like it might be okay, unless I missed other things, in which case I don't know. I think I saw some hard-fought, hard-end racing between those two. That was some action. Meanwhile, GB, not happened. What a race. Nothing happened. Congratulations to F1 Kid, he's got the race win out of that one. Josh in 2nd, Ethan in 3rd. What a bad result. Carrying Aston on my own free treat. Right. Hang on. Wait, you gave Pete... What did he say to him? Did he nice him? Did he nice him with some comments? Hang on. Big up to Pooch for the massive improvements he's made recently to become the 5th fastest driver in NSO. When other drivers aren't even on the grid. That's rude. Massive games. No, that's rude. That's rude. That's rude. I thought he genuinely was going with a compliment there. I genuinely thought he was nice to him. Nah, that's outrageous. Man. Let me just look at the ending results. Provisionally on the boards, 7 thousandths of a second, 7 milliseconds, whatever you want to call it, is the gap between F1 Kid, who gets 25 points to his name. Josh is 2nd and 18. Some hard-fought racing. My personal quick opinion, I think it probably gonna end up being okay. I don't know. Shields will probably have a proper look, but we'll see. Even 3rd place, Raul in 4th, Pooch in a 5th place with the fastest lap to 11 to the Aston Martin's name and his own. GB in 6th, Harry in 7th. Still gonna look at the start. I want to know what happened between all those cars, but I'll have to check that another time. 3 DNFs on the boards. And that's your game. Raul, I can confirm you had negative rear grip a lot of the time. To be fair, a lot of people were also struggling, but I've spotted you and a few others dancing the gearbox of your vehicles all over the racetrack. I hope you had a good time. Not sure there was a need to dance that much, but the game's the game. The game's the game. That was a fun, good time. That was a great time. Practice call every race, same problem. That's not ideal. Maybe the setup is not what you want. I don't know. I don't know. Just as a note, of course, if anyone saw that, it's like, I'm trying to get involved on YouTube, on Twitch. You see, I need to be in the race. You want to get yourselves involved in the league. Just details of that. The rules are all there. Everything's here. If you're on YouTube, there's a link to the Discord channel in the description. If you're on Twitch, you can type !NSL in the Twitch chat. You can get the link and join. Sign-ups are all involved. There's still seats available. The season's only just over halfway. There's action to play for. The title still can swing the other side unless... Well, I mean, it could not. We have no clue. There's opportunities. There's opportunities to run down. But anyways, the next races, of course, coming up is going to be Austria, which is hopefully going to be a nice, fun time. We can finally see the return of a sprint as well. We haven't seen that for a couple of races. Next one after that is going to be Kota, but it's a good time. I think it's a good time. The races are hotting up. Cars are going well. I think it's going to be good. Got it upgraded. Upgrading the work. If Pooch tells me you're going to hop on the wheel or something, I don't know, man. Because there ain't no more precision. Like, there ain't a precision drive upgrade. It's just driving. I don't know what he's planning. Anyways, go ahead now. Love being able to catch today's stream. Love having you along in the stream as well, but thank you everyone who's managed to stick around and watch on any side. I appreciate you a ton. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be streaming. Not exactly sure what just yet, but regardless, it's going to be here on Twitch. So if you're there, be there. We normally stream about 7:30 time, so if you followed, out. If you're not, follow. Otherwise, check everything else out socials-wise. Do I have a command for that? I think I do. It's !socials. I don't remember if I have that here. Check that. It's got a link to everything. Follow everything. Subscribe to everything. Subscribe to the Pulse channel on YouTube for NSL2, and you can rewatch it and decide if something was crazy from some of the drivers or not. I ain't seen that. Anyways, much love. I'm going to wrap it there and see if quick if there's anyone I can raid on Twitch, YouTube. We're leaving you. Goodbye abruptly.